one body, one season. And the only person in Indianapolis who can do something about it hasn't moved. The Indiana Fever are worth $560 million. They are the most valuable franchise in this league. And on Sunday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Caitlin Clark, the player who built all of that, walks back onto the floor with the same arm she walked off the floor with on Tuesday night in Los Angeles. Red, bruised, unprotected, and Herb Simon hasn't said a word. Caitlin Clark put up 24 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals against the Sparks on Tuesday. Indiana won by 9. The box score reads like a star game. The box score isn't where you find what actually happened. Clark went 1 for 7 from 3, not because she missed open looks, because she didn't get them. Every time she came off a screen, there was a body on her. Every time she stepped into space, someone closed it. She shot 1 of 7 from distance because she got one decent look from out there the entire night. So she drove. 8 for 10 from 2. She went to the rim because the rim was the only place left to go. By the second half, both arms were visibly red. Fans noticed. They posted photos. Reddit threads tracked the marks in real time. The defenders weren't just grabbing, they were swiping at her every time she put the ball on the floor. At the halftime buzzer, she walked off the court arguing with the officials and picked up a technical foul on her way to the tunnel. She came back out. She finished the game. Indiana won. And here's the part people miss. Caitlin Clark didn't drive to the rim on Tuesday because she wanted to. She drove because the officials weren't going to give her the room to shoot. And the only person who can do anything about what her body just absorbed in that arena is the man whose name is on the lease at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Herb Simon. A 91-year-old billionaire in Indianapolis named Herb Simon, the longest-tenured owner in the NBA. He owns the Pacers. He owns the Fever. He owns the building they play in. He's held a controlling stake in this franchise for more than 2 decades. On Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock Eastern, that building hosts the Seattle Storm on Peacock, the back end of a 2-game homestand for a backcourt that's been physically hammered since opening night. 3 days. That's all Herb Simon has to do something. Here's the number that puts everything in perspective: $560 million. That's what Sportico valued the Indiana Fever at this month. 2 years ago, before the 2024 WNBA draft, that number was under $90 million. Last year, it climbed to $370 million. This year, it's at $560 million. 522% increase in 2 years since drafting Caitlin Clark, the most valuable franchise in this league. More revenue, more sponsorships, more sold-out arenas, more national television windows. Indiana didn't earn that valuation by playing better basketball. They earned it because one player walked through the door in 2024 and turned the whole league upside down. That same player went 1 for 7 from 3 on Tuesday because the league hasn't figured out how to officiate her, and her own franchise hasn't figured out how to protect her. A $560 million asset, 2 arms, one owner who hasn't said a word. Sunday isn't the only game on this homestand. Friday night at Gainbridge, the Washington Mystics tipped off against the Fever in Indiana's home opener. Ion, 6:30 Eastern, 2 days after a physical road game in Los Angeles. No rest, no recovery window, no chance to breathe. By the time Caitlin Clark steps onto the floor against the Storm at 5 on Sunday, she'll have played 3 games in 7 days against 3 different defensive schemes, and not one of them will have been designed to let her shoot. Seattle's coming in with the same plan everyone has at this point. Body her up, grab her arms, cover the 3-point line, make her drive into the trees. Herb Simon's franchise designed the offense she's running. Herb Simon's front office hired the coach running it. Herb Simon hasn't said a word about any of it. This franchise has done this differently before. Tamika, the only player to ever bring a championship banner back to Indianapolis on the women's side, the 2012 WNBA title that still hangs at Gainbridge, was 35 years old in the 2015 season. She'd been carrying a nagging back injury for 2 years. The Fever's front office made a decision that summer. They capped her regular season minutes at 26 a night. They protected her body. That 2015 decision wasn't an accident. It was a front office choosing what kind of asset they had and how to protect it through the games that actually mattered. They didn't burn catchings against the bad teams in June. They saved her for September. They saved her for October. Stephanie White was the first-year head coach that year. She'd been Catching's teammate from 2001 through 2004. She knew what Catching's body needed because she'd been in the locker room when it was younger. By the playoffs, Catchings was averaging 19 minutes a game and shooting 49% from the field. The Indiana Fever made the WNBA Finals that October. They protected the asset, and the asset took them within 2 wins of a championship. The franchise that managed Tamika Catchings' back in 2015 is the same franchise that won't manage Caitlin Clark's body in 2026. Same building, same coach, same owner, different decision, 60% of the cap to 3 players. That's the line Stephanie White used at Media Day last month, describing how this roster was built. Aliyah Boston on a 4-year, $6.3 million extension, the largest contract in WNBA history. Kelsey Mitchell on a $1.4 million supermax, the first ever signed under the new CBA. 2 stars locked in, 3 players together consuming 60% of the cap, which means 40% of the cap is what's left to fill the other 8 roster spots, most of them on minimum or near minimum contracts. No deep second unit, no veteran wing who can take 25 minutes off Clark's plate in a back-to-back. No depth chart that lets a head coach sit her star for a quarter against the Sparks and trust that the offense won't collapse. That cap allocation isn't Stephanie White's. White was hired into it. Kelly Krauskopf, the executive who built that roster and signed every contract on it, reports to Herb Simon. The valuation that pays for all of it sits on Herb Simon's balance sheet. The bench was thin in Indianapolis on purpose, and the cost is showing up on Caitlin Clark's arms. Here's what Herb Simon could have done since opening night against Dallas 8 days ago. He could have authorized a minutes plan publicly, the way the 2015 front office did with Catchings, a 30-minute cap, a rest schedule, a real number on paper that the league office and the officiating crews have to acknowledge. He could have called the league office about the officiating. Owners do that, especially the longest-tenured one. He could have hired a second athletic trainer for road trips, a specialist for soft tissue work. He could have invested in the kind of body management infrastructure that NBA stars take for granted, and WNBA stars are still fighting to get. He could have made a statement, even a short one. The longest-tenured owner in the NBA has a microphone anytime he wants it. 8 days in, that microphone has stayed in his pocket. 3 days from Sunday. The Storm are on the schedule. The arms are still red. And Herb Simon hasn't moved. There's a question Indianapolis is starting to ask in places the front office doesn't want to hear it. Fans on Reddit are tracking the bruises. Fans on this channel are talking about her workload. Fans inside Gainbridge are starting to wonder how many more games this body has in it before something gives that doesn't grow back. The Indiana Fever are worth $560 million. The player who made them worth $560 million walks back onto the floor at home on national television in 3 days, with the same arms she walked off the floor with on Tuesday. If Herb Simon won't protect Caitlin Clark, the player his franchise's valuation, his coach's job, and his front office's plan all rest on, who will? Sunday at 5 Eastern. We'll see who shows up. Let me know what you think in the comments.